Okay, so here I am attempting to make bread using this bread machine that I purchased from the TikTok shop. And it is supposed to take 45 minutes for this basic white bread. And this is the book that I'm using for this recipe. I purchased 3 books in total on making bread with the machine. Now, I've never made bread. I have made biscuits and cakes from scratch, which if this works out, I would like to make my cake mix in there, because you're supposed to be able to make dough like for your croissants and things like that, and then take it out and, you know, bake it in the oven or whatever that you're going to do with the next step. So I'm testing this out with just a basic bread. And then there's ways, so this bread in essence that I'm getting ready to make is vegan, right? So there's no eggs in it. So this is, we'll see how this will go. After this, there's other recipes in this book, and also this book, The Bread Machine. Now, I was inspired to get this because I saw somebody make a cake in their bread machine, which I was like, you better stop. If I can make a cake in the bread machine, whoo, we shall see. I don't know when I'm gonna do that, right? This is the only thing I can do with this today because I'm doing other stuff. All right, so the next video is just to show you that it's working. Again, it's supposed to take 45 minutes, and I'm doing this in my RV. We'll see how it goes. I do not know if this is normal. They said, oh yeah, some steam can escape, but it smells like burning. It doesn't look like burning, but it smells like burning. I don't think I chose the dark setting, but let's see. Okay, it just started beeping, so it's done. Look at it. Now I'm gonna look at it. I could almost cry because this smells like when we used to make biscuits with my God. Now, this took 3 hours, by the way, and it smells wonderful. The next step is for me to take it out, let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes. I'll double check, and then I can slice it with the bread slicer that I purchased. Yeah, the hair is hairing. Okay, this is what it looks like when I poured it out. Of course, it'll have to be flipped over. This is normal. This is where the kneading portion was. You see that? Looks like a nautilus with the swirls. This is a little bit harder than regular bread, but this feels more like a biscuit. And I say regular bread because this is not white bread for making a sandwich. That's sandwich bread. This was on a regular bread setting. So it comes out kind of like a biscuit. I'm going to let it cool to 10 minutes and then flip it over and do the chop, chop, chop. Okay, correction. The bread has to cool for 1 hour before I can slice it. So now I'm starting a timer, and then I'll do that next. So I'm making this video it's for some of you who've never used a bread machine. My sister has one, and she has used it and made regular bread. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, that whole knife thing didn't turn out so well, so I had to cut it with a knife that I had, which means it's not even. So here it is. It's set for 1 hour and 15 minutes, and it's real bread. Tastes like real bread. It's actually really good. But here's what it looks like. It did get a little softer after it sat, but it is hard on the outside. This would be so good, like buttered bread. Oh my God. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make myself a sandwich with some avocado. See how that goes. But look. So family, I'm gonna do this again, and after I get it right, y'all know y'all getting bread for Christmas. Don't ask me for anything. For those of you who saved the bread baskets that I made for you, I know it's only one of you who saved the bread basket that I made for you all them years ago. Pull it out. because I'm gonna make some bread and you get bread for Christmas. For those of you who don't have them, because I know the two who don't, y'all shall remain nameless, get your bread basket. Now it says to store this, it's best to put it in a bread box or store it in plastic. I just so happen to have a food sealer. So what I'm going to do is you can leave it out for like 3 days or so in plastic. I'm going to put it in my food sealer and actually seal it up so that it's fresh. And that's after I cut a few pieces off. And that should at least help it last at least a whole week. Okay. It's good. I'm sorry. The greedy spirit took over. Let's just put it that way. And this is all I got left. That was an open face avocado. Now, I was cutting it wrong afterwards. I had to go back and check. Obviously, you're not supposed to cut it in those big slices. You're supposed to flip it over to a side and cut the smaller slices more like garlic bread. Hey, it's my bread. I do with it what I want to. But anyway, I'm gonna definitely keep this bread machine. Definitely try some other recipes, and then I'm gonna alter them in order to make them healthier. I promised somebody I'm gonna make them a diabetic friendly bread because they're diabetic. So, but this one, of course, this one does have sugar, and it doesn't have my monk fruit sugar because I wanted to just make it the way it's supposed to and see how it turned out. When I go to the restaurants and I get their bread, your bread, you dip it in olive oil. Dipping this in olive oil, baby, because I got some olive oil. This is going to be a snack. This is going to be a regular occurrence for me. I think on the weekend, I'm going to make myself some bread, and this is going to be a treat. Y'all got to make some bread.